All right. I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. It's currently the 28th, so I've given you a 3 day break. Well, actually, I didn't upload on Christmas. I uploaded a week ago, so I guess I gave you a week-long break, which is the normal amount of break. But I gave you a 3 day break to really enjoy your Christmas until I asked if you had a very Merry Christmas. So hopefully you had. Last good couple of days, we're getting ready, obviously, to move into the big New Year's Eve weekend here. I think it's really fun when Christmas Eve lands on a Sunday. It's like the perfect setup because then, you spend your Christmas Eve watching football during the day. So because, probably all your Christmas Eve plans, whether it's, like a family Christmas or going to church or whatever it may be, you know, it's in the evening. And so having the football games during Christmas Eve because it's a Sunday, it's kind of a perfect setup because it gives you something to do all day while you wait out for Christmas Eve. And it's the worst when Christmas is on the weekend because like you're already going to have a good weekend anyway because odds are you're close enough to Christmas that you're not going to be doing much. And then when you put Christmas on a weekend, it just lessens the break you have, whether it's from school, from work, or whatever it is. So it's really the worst setup. It's really nice when Christmas is on like a Monday and a Tuesday because then you get the weekend going into Christmas, and that's perfection. When it's like a Thursday, you're not really getting the weekend into it as much. Same thing with Wednesday. So it's like perfect Christmas is like Monday, Tuesday. It's like the best 2 days. And it will be on a Wednesday next year because next year's a leap year. So we're skipping Tuesday. So it's really a shame we're missing out on one of the best setups. I don't know when. I'm sure calendar-wise, I don't know exactly. I don't feel like looking at it. But the next time Christmas will be on a Tuesday will probably not be for a couple years. So next time it'll be on Monday again. It'll be for a while. So yeah, just a shame. But as for me, I had a excellent Christmas. Thanks for asking. If you don't care to ask, I guess skip ahead. Don't listen. This was really great engagement with the viewership where I'm saying not to listen. I hope you know I appreciate every person that listens. I just like to make jokes that there's somebody who listens to these that just completely cannot stand my personality and they just punish themselves through this. It's like some form of torture in a third world country when you get captured. Is they're like, all right, you have to listen to the Sort of Sports podcast. And that's where like 30 of my subscribers come from. It's just terrorists in some other country that are like, this is their torture device. Is they have to listen to every episode. That would be especially terrible. If that is you, comment below, hey, that's me. This is torture. And so we can get the proper authorities addressed. Do not do that as a joke. I really think probably for YouTube demonetization, I probably shouldn't have said the word terrorist. But it's not like I'm monetized anyway, so we're fine. I'm not making any money off of this, so they can't stop me from making money if I'm not making any money in the first place. Now you think about that. I think I've done enough talking about that. I guess I'll toss out for Christmas. I got a lot of great things, but one of the things that stood out to me is I bought the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course. Booster Courses, Wave, whatever it's called. Basically, it adds 48 new tracks, which is double. The original game had 48 tracks. Now that adds another 48 on top. And while I think the original 48 is better than the new 48, it's still cool to have 48 new tracks to play. And so I've been enjoying that. And now that Funky Kong is in the game for me, I officially have a new main character to play as. Because in Mario Kart, I don't know why I started getting the habit of this. I got in the habit of playing as Mario, which I know, it's like Donkey always says, what self-respecting person plays as Mario? I don't know. That just, for a while there, I just got used to playing as Mario. I'd play with my friends. I'd pick Mario because it was funny to have them be like, really? You're going to be Mario? And then for every Mario sports game, I always play as Wario. Mario Kart is the only, when you play Mario Party, I'm Wario. When I play Mario Golf, I'm Wario. When I play Mario Tennis, I'm Wario. And I'm a huge fan of the Wario Land games. It's actually why I bought Pizza Tower on Steam, this Steam sale. It was $15. I think it's a steal. I'm pretty excited to play it. But, I don't know. I just got in the habit of playing as Mario and Mario Kart. Ugh, a lot of Mario, Wario. There's a lot going on here. But now I'm playing as Funky Kong as my new main. And there's a couple other characters I enjoy. Like, I figured out it's really fun for me to play as Roy, the Koopaling with the sunglasses. I enjoy playing as him. And Diddy Kong. is also one I like. And I'm always up for Bowser, Donkey Kong, Wario. Maybe I should give Waluigi more of a try, but those are really the main characters. But Funky Kong is like my favorite to just play in Mario Kart, and that's, he's just fun to be. So now that I got the Booster Deluxe, whatever it's called, now that I got the extra courses, it adds in Funky Kong, so that's pretty awesome because now I get to be Funky Kong, and that's just a huge win. Okay, enough about me talking about Mario Kart. Let's talk about what everybody wants to hear me talk about, which I appreciate the fact that everybody wants to hear me talk about this. My college football playoff predictions, baby. Oh, yeah. And I am on the record as saying that the 1-4 matchup is the true national championship. I honestly think the winner of Michigan-Alabama wins the whole shebang. So even though that is the 4 o'clock game and the 8 o'clock game is Washington-Texas, I'm going to predict the Washington-Texas game first. So Washington-Texas, I honestly think Washington is a really good team. I think Penix has been playing excellent. Penix arguably could have been the Heisman. Penix, I think this is going to be him proving that maybe he should have been the Heisman. I think this would really benefit his draft stock if he gets a win here. On the other side of things, Texas, Quinn Ewers. There's obviously the big question. If they win this, they go to national title. Does he even stay around next year? Maybe if they lose the national title, he does. Maybe he just leaves because he gets enough exposure from this. I'm not sure. So it's interesting for what both these quarterbacks draft stocks. We already know Jalen for Alabama. Is it Milroe? I can't remember off the top of my head how to pronounce it. But Alabama's quarterback will be returning. J.J. McCarthy, I'm assuming, is going to the NFL draft. But if they lose to Alabama, maybe he won't. We'll see. But as far as Washington and Texas go, I think there's a lot of interesting implications here. And it'll be interesting to see what happens to the future of Arch Manning because of everything going on here. But I am going to go with Washington. I do think Washington is the better team here. I like their receivers more. I just like their whole team better. But offensively, I really think they're better than Texas. So that's why I'll be taking Washington to beat Texas, which is a big deal for Washington to be in the national championship. I mean, Washington, not a terrible program by any means, but not a perennial powerhouse by any means either. So I think it's exciting for them. Then let's go to the big game. Michigan, Alabama. What do I believe is going to go on here? All right. Being very honest, I honestly think Michigan's got it. I think they're the better team. I think if there's any year that Michigan's going to win the national championship, it's this year. This is a really good team. Donovan Edwards, super good. Blake Corum, super good. 2 super quality running backs. I can't remember the name of the receiver that randomly had a great game against Ohio State. He looked like a beast against Ohio State. J.J. McCarthy is that guy. He's the best quarterback. Is he the best quarterback out of the... No, Penix might be the best quarterback out of the 4 in the playoff. But J.J. makes an argument. And I actually think every team here is a pretty good quarterback. I think Milroe will be a really good draft pick next year. I'll probably go first round next year. It's interesting. But I'm going to take the Michigan. I think they can win. It'll be the 1-2 matchup in the national championship. And for that game, I take Michigan to beat Washington. So my college football playoff 2023 national champion is the Michigan Wolverines. It just makes sense. It just feels like it's kind of destiny for them because of everything going on with Harbaugh and the fact that it's McCarthy's probably last year. It just kind of feels like manifest destiny. And I don't want to bet against that. But if Alabama beats them, Alabama will win the national championship. So there we go. Michigan winning the national championship. Probably should lock all my doors. I live in Ohio. All right, let's shift over to the NFL. All right, so did anybody this week watch the Panthers game? Look around. No one raises their hands. Okay, just me. So we played the Packers. We're down. Need a field goal to tie the game to take it into overtime. I think there's like 40 seconds on the clock. Maybe, if that. Might have been 30. Point is, no timeouts. Actually, no, it wasn't 40 seconds. It was like 20. I'm trying to remember. There was not much time left on the clock. We have no timeouts. Bryce Young gets the ball. I think it was the 25. I think we fair catch, you know what I mean, so we could just go. Throws the ball to Chark. He steps out of bounds. Makes another pass. He steps out of bounds. Now we just need... No, I can't remember if you got 2 passes in. Guys, I'm sorry. This is like... I'm trying my best to recall this. This was Sunday, and today is Thursday, and Monday was Christmas. There's like a lot of memories fighting through my brain right now. And the Ravens played amazing Monday. We'll talk about that later. So it's like, you know, between like basically my favorite quarterback in the league playing well and my favorite team playing well, it was a lot going on this week. Okay, I'm trying to recall exactly. So Bryce kicks it to Thielen in the middle of the field with like 9 seconds left. All the Panthers, all we have to do is spike the ball, and we're going to get a field goal because we're on the 30. We're going to tie up the game. Bryce hikes it, goes to spike it. Clock hits 0 right as he's dropping the ball. It was a second too late. And it was just so infuriating because the Panthers played well. I mean, I've been retweeting so many like Bryce Young, like, oh, the haters are gonna takes are gonna age poorly next year when he's up for MVP and stuff like. Right now, my Twitter is essentially just a Bryce Young fan page. Let me think. 1 tweet about him. 1 about Tommy Tremble. 2 tweets about Bryce. 3 tweets about Bryce. So, yeah, 3 different tweets from about Bryce Young. But that's because I really believe in this guy. I ordered my T-shirt. I actually didn't ask for a Bryce Young shirt for Christmas because I was scared. I'm like, really worried about the guy because maybe next year we get the new coach in and it takes a year for things to work out, and then you're in his 3rd year and it's really his first, not his first, but his 3rd year is actually really like his 2nd year. And so he starts to play well, but they're not sure if they want to extend him or not, and then he just kind of gets kicked to the curb. And I would hate that. I was really worried about that. And then after last week against the Packers, I was like, no, this is my boy Bryce. I love Bryce Young. He's everything. He is the guy I wanted him to be back when we drafted him. He is the guy that I named a podcast episode, Bryce Young Saved You from the Saddest Podcast. He is that guy. He is the guy I always thought he could be, and he was showing that last game. And that might look like an over-exaggeration if you look at some of the highlights I've been retweeting, but I promise you he's everything I wanted him to be, and I honestly really believe in the guy's talent. And I have tremendous faith in him. And so I ordered my bright blue, processed blue Bryce Young large T-shirt. It'll be coming in. I'm going to be wearing it proudly. The shirtsy. Shurzy? Shirtsy or Shurzy? I have to ask my guy Ian on that one, but it's one of those. I can't remember the exact term. But I do fully believe in Bryce, and I'm really happy with him. And I hope we can beat the Jaguars this week just to make an extra point, make an extra statement. Hopefully we re-sign Brian Burns. That's really the biggest thing the Panthers need to focus on. And Derek Brown. Derek Brown is a beast too. So, and Mingo, I officially like you. Chark, I officially like you too. So rounding out the list of Panthers players that are good, we have Frankie Louvu, Derek Brown, Brian Burns, Bryce Young, Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Mingo, I think Adam Thielen. Yeah, I'd say Adam Thielen. DJ Chark, Ikem Ekwonu, J.C. Horn, kind of. Everybody always tells me how good he is, and I'm waiting to see it. Yeah, I think that's every good Panthers player. I think I named them all. It's 10. But I will say, if you told me, hey, this is after the Panthers offseason, the only receiver still there is Mingo, I'm like, okay, that's probably good. Because I don't think Chark's actually that good. I just think Bryce can set him up pretty well. And I think he's just taking advantage of being the probably 2nd or 3rd best receiver on a really bad team. Like, if he was on a better team, I don't think Chark's standing out. I think Mingo on a better team is the 3rd wide receiver. And I like Mingo. If Mingo's our number 1, I don't think we're doing very well. Like, we need to have other guys. And I think Thielen's done well in his role, but he should not be as good as he is for us. It's just because he's our best receiver. So it's just like we got to have Bryce has to be able to throw it to somebody. So, Tommy Tremble. I like Tommy Tremble too. I'm a big Tommy Tremble guy. 11 good players. There we go. But no, I'd be fine with only Mingo and Tremble returning next year. Also, Tremble should not be the tight end 1. I don't think Tremble's that good, but maybe he is. Maybe we're going to make Tremble tight end 1. Get rid of Hurst. We'll see what we do. But O-line, there's like nobody good except Beckham now. It's the only one. But I am really proud of Bryce. I do think he's a guy. I'm really excited to see what the Panthers can do. And this QB draft class is pretty crazy because every single one of those guys I think is good. Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson. I think all of them are guys that are going to win a playoff game at some point in their career. And I think 2 of them are going to be MVP candidates. Maybe 3. Maybe Anthony Richardson has it in him. And I'm not talking about Will Levis being an MVP candidate. I'm talking about Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud, baby. 2 beasts of the game. So, yeah. All right, talk about my favorite team. Let's talk about, I do think it's official. He has surpassed Herbert. Lamar Jackson is officially my favorite quarterback in the NFL. It now goes Lamar, Herbert, Bryce. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's going to be pretty soon that Bryce is probably going to be number 1. And maybe Lamar's still number 1 and Bryce is 2, but I'm starting to feel Bryce is about to pass up Herb. As much as I love Herb, there's nobody better to watch than Lamar. I mean, Lamar is the most fun quarterback to watch. And now that the Ravens are, had a huge game on Christmas Day and absolutely whipped on the Niners, everybody's starting to be like, oh, man, Lamar has been one of the best quarterbacks the last couple of years. Look what the receivers Mahomes has had. Lamar hasn't had any near that type of receiver, and he's still been playing super well. Everybody is starting to absolutely glaze Lamar, and I'm so here for it. Because let me take you on my Lamar Jackson love train. All right, let me take you on this absolute trip I've been on. 2016. Was it 2016? Yes, 2016. I'm in 6th grade. I get a Sports Illustrated issue with the Heisman winner. I said, the guy from Louisville? That's a basketball school. Who the hell is this guy? Lamar Jackson. Okay, whatever. Toss it away. I'm in the 6th grade. I care about the NBA a lot. I like the Panthers, but I'm going to be honest, I don't watch a ton of NFL. Years pass. 2018. I hear that this Lamar Jackson guy was drafted to the Baltimore Ravens. Who cares? The Browns got Baker Mayfield, and that's cool. Fast forward a year. 2019, the year I started watching NFL every week and being a huge, huge watcher of the NFL. This is when the NFL starts to overtake NBA as my fandom. At this point, it is MLB, NFL, NBA for my fandom. And MLB might eventually become number 2 because as much as I love baseball, the Shohei Juan Soto thing is so heartbreaking. I need to find a new favorite player, and I have yet to find him, so it's very upsetting. I'm such a curse for baseball. I say this all the time. I'm such a curse for baseball because I loved Fernando Tatis Jr. Steroids. I love Shohei. I love Juan Soto. Yankees, Dodgers. I'm such a baseball curse. All right. Back to what I'm saying. 2019. Lamar Jackson, this guy is popping off. And I'm like, all right, this Lamar guy's good. Don't get me wrong. But he's not that good. This Ravens team is not that good. Yeah, they're 14-2, but they're not winning the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are better than them. I get hated on. Everybody's saying Lamar's going to win the Super Bowl. Everybody's saying that he's the best quarterback other than Mahomes. Actually, no, they were actually saying at that time he was the best quarterback. Like, he was the next thing. It was like going to be like him versus Mahomes the next couple of years. He loses his first playoff game to the Titans. Embarrassing. Granted, the Titans team was kind of tough, but that was still embarrassing for the Ravens. 2020, he's hurt most of the season. Nobody talks about him. 2021, I start to be like, why doesn't anybody talk about Lamar Jackson anymore? I think he's pretty good. I pay some attention. I think he won a playoff game that year. I just kind of, I don't love him yet. I move on. Last year, I don't know what clicked in my brain. Actually, I take it back. There was a moment in 2020 between him and I. The greatest Monday Night Football game of all time. Ravens versus Browns 2021. 2020. Monday Night Football. The game where Lamar had to poop and Huntley had to come in and play. That is what happened. At that time, I still did not like Lamar Jackson. I was a hater of Lamar Jackson. I wanted to see him lose the Browns so bad. As a big Baker Mayfield guy, I was so excited. That's what happened in 2020. 2021, I start to go, wait a minute, people don't talk about Lamar as much. 2022, something flipped in my brain. I love Lamar Jackson. decided, nobody talks about him. And people don't talk about him being a top 5 quarterback, and he is. He's really good. And I don't understand why he doesn't get the love he deserves. This year, start paying attention to him more than I ever have. Because at this point, I've decided he is one of my favorite quarterbacks in the entire league. And he is playing his best football I have ever seen him play. He is a top 3 passer and the best mobile quarterback in the entire NFL. Seriously, he can be a pocket passer some games. It's incredible. I don't know how he does it. It's insane. I compare him a lot to, he's the NFL version of Jokic. And it's not just because I had the exact same thing with my Jokic fandom where I hated on him, and now he's my second favorite player. Same thing with Lamar. Literally to a T, because I hated on him, and now he's my second favorite quarterback. And at this point, he probably is my favorite quarterback. I love Lamar. But he is the NFL's Jokic, and where all he cares about is playing football. I looked at his 24/7 in high school. He had offers from all these schools, and he chose Louisville. You know why that'd be? You know why a guy that good to pick Louisville? Because he just really likes the coaches. And that's how Lamar is. All he does is eat, sleep, breathe football. He is super chill. Have you ever seen an interview with Lamar? I mean, I love his Heisman speech. I think I talked about this. Did I talk about this last week? I might have talked about it last week. Where his Heisman speech is one of the shortest I've ever seen. And he's just straight and to the point. He's just a guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes football. You never hear anything bad about him off field. You never hear anything amazing. He doesn't even have an agent. He doesn't even have an agent. Doesn't even have an agent. You never see him in ads. Every time you look up, ask guys, any of you, ask your girlfriend or ask your mom, whatever you have. Hopefully you have both. Who is the ugliest quarterback in the NFL? I'm willing to bet she will say Lamar Jackson. It's like him, Deshaun, and Dak Prescott are like the 3 I usually hear out of starters. I don't even know if count Deshaun as a starter anymore, right, boys? Sorry, I just love hating on Deshaun Watson. But he does not fit, and Jokic, another guy that's considered an ugly player, and all he does is, actually, he doesn't eat, sleep, and breathe basketball, but he kind of does at the same time. Okay, tangent. I love Jokic because people hate on him. They're like, oh, I'm so tired of his, I don't care gimmick. He's literally the new Mamba mentality, where he is so locked into basketball that he's, casual about it. He doesn't have to say corny shit like, I got to go back to the gym and get my game in, and, stare at the camera and be like, got to put the work in so we can get that chip. He would never do that. Jokic would be like, we had a bad game, and I have to play better. He's just straight to the point. All he sees basketball as is a job. It is a goal. The goal is to win the championship, and guess what? He gets it done. Lamar just eats, sleeps, and breathes football. What's the point? To win. That's what Lamar goes out there to do. I'm going to be honest. He never would have got, I talked about, I think, last week, he never would have been traded. He never was actually going to do it because Lamar works so well with Harbaugh. And this is all a really long-winded way of saying that I'm taking the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. It's official. When I do my playoff predictions at the end of the season, I'm taking the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. It's a reality. This is the best I've seen Lamar play. He's starting to get gassed up like he's the best quarterback in the league, and I'm here for it because I love Lamar, and he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he needs to get his flowers. I want him to win a Super Bowl so bad. Last week on the podcast, I literally asked for Christmas for him to win the Super Bowl, and there's a great chance this year. They looked like beasts against the Niners. I like Brock Purdy a lot. He is not ready to win the Super Bowl. He is not. That Niners team is not going to the Super Bowl. I don't know who's going to win the NFC. I'm being really honest with you. I literally have a thing on here that says who is the best team in the NFC because I have zero clue. Zero. I think it's the Lions. People hate on me for saying that. I honestly think the Super Bowl is going to be Ravens over Lions. I'm going to be shocked that if within the next 3 weeks there's going to be something that changes my mind from that. This Ravens team on paper shouldn't be this good. It should not. I'm serious. Look at it. Yeah, there's some pretty good defenders. Patrick Queen's a beast. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, Zay Flowers is really good. But they lost Mark Andrews. And Isaiah Likely stepped up in a big way. Their running backs, not a single elite one there. Doesn't matter. Excellent coaching from John Harbaugh. And some of the best quarterback play, if not the best quarterback play in the entire NFL right now from Lamar Jackson. They're saying he's a front runner for MVP. I'm here for it. I want him to win. He deserves it. This is the best he's played in his entire career. I love Lamar. He's playing the best football in the NFL right now, and he deserves it. Thank you. I should edit an applause. That was like a 10-minute, just like heartfelt Lamar love session. But I meant every word of it. Bills are still major threats, though. I do got to say, the Bills are probably, in my opinion, the second best team in the AFC. They look really good. I hope the bracket turns out that the Ravens and Bills are on opposite sides so they can play each other in the AFC Championship, because I think that's most likely. So who is the best team in the NFC? I'm going to say the Lions. Laporta is right now the best tight end, I think, in the league. He's incredible. The Lions, basically, once again, they didn't blow out the Vikings. It was a close game, but they won because that's what it's what the Lions do every week. It's always a close game. They officially won their first division title in 30 years. 30 years. Since 1993, they haven't won it. So they finally won another one. And so that was huge for them. And I just look at the NFC, I'm like, I don't trust the Eagles, and I don't trust the Niners. I trust the Lions. I know they can win close games. So I'm going to take the Lions, I think, to be are the best team in the NFC, if I'm being really honest. Packers blew an opportunity to be in the playoffs because Jair Alexander's out. Packers, realistically, all right. Let me pull up what happened here with the Packers, because we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, and I thought the Packers had a real chance to be in the playoffs, to be a real threat. Let me go to what they've been doing as of late. Let me go to the Packers. So this week, the Packers play on Sunday Night Football against the Vikings. The Packers, since we last talked about them, when they beat the Lions, they went around and beat the Chiefs. That was huge for them. Then they lost to the Giants and they lost to the Buccaneers, and they nearly went to overtime with the Panthers. Really blew their opportunity. Because even if they beat the Vikings this week, there's a chance they lose the Bears next week. And at the end of the day, right now, the Packers are 7-8. They would have to win their next 2 games to have a good opportunity to be in the playoffs, because most likely it looks like the cutoff for the 7 seed is going to be a 9-8 record in the NFC. For the AFC, it looks like about 10 wins is going to be the cutoff. Just crazy. But when you're the Packers, you're competing against the Seahawks and the Rams for a spot, along with the Vikings and Falcons. Now, obviously, the winner of the Vikings versus you game is kind of going to decide which one of you goes to the playoffs. But, yeah, even then there's a world where the Saints win their next 2 games and have an opportunity, maybe. It'll be interesting to see the way things shake out. Honestly, the way the playoffs sit right now is kind of the way I think it's going to end for the NFC. Niners winning the division, Eagles winning their division, Lions winning their division, Bucks winning their division, and then Cowboys, Rams, Seahawks as the 3 wild cards. That's kind of what I see as the final standings in the NFC. For the AFC, I do think there'll be some movement. So the division winners, I think, will be the same. It'll be Ravens, Dolphins, Chiefs, Jaguars. No, actually, I take that back. Sorry. It won't be. It'll be Ravens, Dolphins, Chiefs win their divisions, and I think the Texans are going to be able to take the AFC South. And then the wild cards will be Browns, Bills. I don't want to try to pick a last one. It's like Steelers kind of could do it, oddly enough. I don't know. It's the Steelers. They do weird stuff. Steelers always seem to find a way. Let me look at the Steelers' schedule. Oh, they play the Ravens last week. Nope, Steelers aren't going to playoffs. They're not going to beat the Ravens. Just reality, guys. Yeah, so I do think the Packers kind of lost their opportunity to win the NFC. I guess the Colts are probably, well, no, it'd be the Jaguars, I think. It'd be like Jaguars or Colts. I have to start looking at schedules if I want to try to figure out who is going to be the last team into the playoffs. I don't really feel like doing that. Let's talk about Russell Wilson being benched for the Broncos. Apparently it's for contract reasons. Somebody tweeted the Subway meme where it's like, dudes would be like, bro, this sub sucks. My brother in Christ, you made the sub. And that's what they were saying for the Broncos. Like, they're saying the contract sucks when they made the contract. It's pretty funny. It'll be interesting to see if they get rid of him this offseason. I would be very surprised. Another funny thing I saw, somebody tweeted the scene from Harry Potter where Dumbledore's talking to Snape, and he says, "Don't tell me you've grown to care for the boy." When he's talking about, like, he's going to have to kill Harry and all that. Because he's like a Horcrux. That's what they were talking about, like, is Sean Payton talking to the Browns. Not Browns. Sorry, Sean Payton talking to the Broncos fans. It was like, "Don't tell me you've learned to care for the boy." And the Broncos fans are Snape, feeling bad. It's pretty funny. But I'd be shocked if the Broncos got rid of Russ, but maybe that's what they're trying to do. I'd be very surprised. I also want to say, yeah, it's obviously the year of the backup QB. I don't have to tell you this. You've seen all the graphics online and on ESPN and on CBS and Fox. Everybody talks about it, how many backup QBs has been this season. It's crazy. I just need my guy Lamar to stay healthy. All right. I think that's all I have to say. So let's do marquee matchups, primetime picks, and I'll let you out of here. I don't know why I said that like I was a school teacher. It's like, all right, guys, well, we just got this, and that, dude. That to do, and then I'll let you right out of here and wing in class. That is how teachers talk. Okay, marquee matchups for 1 p.m. I got Dolphins versus Ravens. This is a great matchup. Ravens should show everybody that the Dolphins aren't that legit, and that'll be fun to watch. Then we got Bucs Saints. Not really a good game to watch, I'm being really honest, but it does have a lot of important implications. If the Bucs beat the Saints, they win that division. So it's important for the Bucs and my boy Baker Mayfield. 4 p.m., Chiefs Bengals. This is weird because obviously the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow, but the Chiefs really kind of need to win this game. They need a big win, so that would be important for the Chiefs. After losing to the Raiders, like, come on, Chiefs. I didn't even mention that. That was... What? Like, I mean, the Eagles almost lost to the Giants. With Tommy DeVito not being the starter anymore, there's so much great. There's so much going on. All right, primetime picks. Thursday Night Football. Tonight, we got Browns versus Jets. Going to take the Browns over the Jets. Browns continue to look really good. It's going to really hurt me when I have to take them losing the divisional to the Bills or Ravens. It's really going to hurt me, but it's going to be – I have to do that. I have to. But, I mean, I would love to see a Browns – I'd love to see a Browns Super Bowl run, but if it spoils a Lamar Jackson Super Bowl, I don't honestly think it's worth it. All my Browns fans listen to this podcast. I hope they stopped listening before I said that. Braden, if you listen to this, please do not clip that and send that to any of our friends that are Browns fans. Please do not. Saturday Night Football. We got Lions versus Cowboys. Lions get a big win. This would make me feel better about saying they're the best team in the NFC. I don't think the Cowboys are that good, but they're obviously not bad either. Sunday Night Football, Packers versus Vikings. There's no Monday Night Football because it's New Year's Day, and there's obviously the college football college football playoff going on. I mean, that is the national college football playoff, but you know what I meant. It's not like the championship. I'm going to take the Packers over the Vikings. I do think it's a better team. Jordan Love's good, so I just feel more comfortable taking them. And even though I was just saying how they lost to the Giants, that was weird, but whatever. I don't really have anything to talk about when it comes to movies. I haven't really been watching any movies. I'm just kind of, maybe I'll watch one or two more for the end of the year. And then on January 1st, while I'm watching college football, I'm going to compile the definitive list of the Sort of Sporties this year. And I'm going to make the Sort of Sporties in a video form this year instead of a podcast. So it's going to be a huge YouTube video. I'm pretty excited to make that. I'm also adding in music this year, so I'm going to have music awards, TV, and movies. So it's going to be really exciting. Yeah, so I can't wait. All right. Well, I'll see you all in the next one. I might make a short YouTube video before that, or I just got the idea for a little thing I wanted to talk about in a YouTube video, but I haven't decided whether I'm making that before or after the awards show. But regardless, I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for listening, and yeah, I think that's all I had to say. Thanks.